Good evening, listeners, and welcome to Red Barn Radio. I'm the host of Red Barn Radio, Brad Becker, and I'm here to welcome you to Red Barn Radio's 489th live performance. Tonight, Red Barn Radio welcomes the Rough and Tumble, the duo of Mallory Graham and Scott Tyler. The Rough and Tumble used to say they were from Nashville, Tennessee. That was before April 2015 when Mallory and Scott sold everything, paid their last month's rent, bought a camper, and took to the road full-time. Sounds kind of dreamy. Tonight they're in from the road and here in the Red Barn studio with us, and we're so glad to have them with us on Red Barn Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Rough and Tumble.
But the woman you got, you knew when I put on that dress. And the last call made the last call from over the hill. That's the last time you came stumbling again. Baby's over in the clover, half past one. Oh, sweet Savannah, city of ghosts, won't you scare up and bold love tonight? Grab a hotel, it's a hard sell in late morning light. I still wonder if Wall Street's alone. Sorry to see you go, sorry we met, sorry we'll stay in this town. For my last call, stay over your hill. I can't have you come round here again. Baby's over in the clover, half past one. I lost your diamond, but you lost my heart. Can we once call it even? And when you call out to our friends' bells, the woman I am, remember I'm not the woman you got. Baby's over in the clover, half past one.
Hey folks, tonight Red Barn Radio welcomes the Rough and Tumble. The Rough and Tumble, along with their very handsome and well-behaved gentle giant Butter, are up on the stage here. The Rough and Tumble have been touring the country for more than 4 years. This folk Americana close harmony duo have been known to vary their instruments from classic acoustic guitar and harmonica to melodicas and homemade shakers made from wine bottles, all set to their original songwriting that's been described as quirky, haunting and deliberate. We're chuckling. We'll hear more about these young musicians shortly. Please welcome, folks, the Rough and Tumble to the Red Barn Radio stage.
Thank you.
Stay here in silence till the moment that I left you. Let the leaving keep his tears, let the leaving keep his tears. Setting of the moon. You are not my mother's thought of love. No, 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 but you, all I want. And all I've got. All right. You are not a handsome man, and I cannot play in the movies. There's a star lead us now.
It's a little nerve-wracking when a lot of your audience you can't see, and when you know that the audience that you can't see is currently both of your mothers at the same time.
It's true.
Just want to throw that out there. I don't
of
think
your
we've ever
friends'
had that
mothers, too.
happen. Oh yeah, and your friends' moms. That being said, here's a song called Baggage. It's brand new.
It's a topic we know nothing about.
Emotionally speaking.
Right. Well, I got a bone to pick with you from back when we were younger. It's 4 in the morning, we were getting home late from a weekend at your brother's. We'd been fighting about a little thing, and your words couldn't get out stronger. Said, what's the matter with keeping all the baggage in the middle of the bed tonight, huh? What's the matter with keeping all the baggage in the middle of the bed tonight? Oh, babe, I'd rather throw it down with you, throw you out and go without you now. A few years later, yeah, we got a little doggy who would hoggle of the covers. She's big and drooly and a little bit stinky, but I guess it doesn't really matter. We'd been fighting about a little thing. She crawled to her mother, said, what's the matter with keeping little doggies in the middle of the bed tonight? What's the matter with keeping little doggies in the middle of the bed tonight? Oh, babe, I'd rather throw it down with you, throw you out and go without you now. Oh, babe, oh, babe, just throw it down so I don't have to throw you out and go without you now. Well, I've been thinking while we've been drinking all night till it gets real early. If not the headaches, then I think it's the memories that'll finally get me. We can take any little thing and turn into a fight. Oh, thank you very much. This next song is a song that started because I used to be the front desk clerk in a Motel 6 in Asheville, North Carolina.
Scott Tyler, everyone.
Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you.
I'm sure there's more applause at home.
Yeah, my mom and dad are very proud. And well, this was a great Motel 6, though. It was right across the street from this bar called the Root Bar down in Asheville, North Carolina, exit 55. And what was so great about this bar was that people would they'd come in and get a room after they, spent a couple hours there at the bar. And so I got to know a lot of really great and inebriated people, which was a real treat for me, especially late at night. Anyway, one night this guy wanders in and he tells me all about his plans to build a time machine. And I said, well, that sounds interesting. Why are you building a time machine? And he says, well, I'm going to go back in time. I'm going to win back my ex-girlfriend. And I wished him luck.
Yeah.
I said, good luck.
Oh, that's what you said?
That's
Is that how
exactly
you
what I
wished him
said.
luck?
Yeah, that's how I wished him luck.
So clever.
Yeah, I know.
Scott's kind of a wordsmith. Like,
Yeah.
that's sort of his thing. Not only was he once the front desk clerk at a Motel 6, but he's also a wordsmith.
Thank you very much.
Like that. See what I mean?
So we saw him. We saw him tomorrow. My buddy from the Motel 6. He's doing fine.
He's still at the Motel 6
He's
now?
still there. Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Maybe he's not doing that great.
But he's doing okay.
You're
He's
doing a little
all right.
better, maybe.
So here's a song from the last album we put out called the Rough and Tumble's Holiday Awareness Campaign. The song's called Conversations with the Front Desk Clerk. It's all right. What's another 99 to 5? What's another hour undoing this knot I tied? Both so unraveled, should I come over tonight?
I left my trails to you. I left my trails to you.
It's okay. I guess we both had a hand in the blame. I guess we both made our share of mistakes. Should've come sooner when I knew you were slipping. Set a few more snares when I knew you'd be coming. Hey.
I left my trails to you. How do you like your new place? Mine's okay. Been talking to the front desk clerk about building a time machine.
Know what I mean?
I left my trails to you. I left my trails to you. I left my trails to you. I left my trails to you.
Thank you. All right. Well, like Brad was saying, we this last April we sold everything we owned and we bought a camper and we took off. But before we did that, we paid rent and we said goodbye to this tree that was in the front yard. this beautiful silver maple tree that was just growing there in the front yard that we both kind of took to. I don't know. It was
liking, maybe?
To liking. We looked at that tree a lot.
Yeah.
Watched the leaves turn, which is something that's nice about staying still, is you kind of get to see.
Yeah.
You know, the various seasons and stuff.
You also get to see your neighbors get busted for drugs.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, which you don't catch a lot in Walmart parking lots.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying something.
Oh,
nice.
I was just gonna say. I was just saying. You know, by way of introduction.
Oh, right.
This song is called Silver Maple, and it's it starts off talking about that tree that was in our front yard. So.
Too far.
There's a silver maple growing in our yard. Set still through snow to show our single city star. Now our nation's over. Look at where we are. There's a silver maple growing in our yard.
We're not too young to love a pretty song. We're not too old to sell our souls to rock and roll. Well, sing me this one over. The newer we become, we're not too young to love a pretty song.
And if you must get lost, should it be far from home, send a familiar song. You and your brown eyes, you and your brown eyes.
Black flies pushing on our screen door. No June bug waits for summer coming anymore. Last summer we had nothing but a bottle and your porch. The black flies pushing on your screen door.
And if you must get lost, should it be far from home, send a familiar song. You and your brown eyes, you and your brown eyes. Sleep through the night with the dead end gone, where the wolves still barking or howling out their song. Oh, roll me over, darling, tell me I'm the one. For the dead are gone, but they won't be gone long. And if you must get lost, should it be far from home, send a familiar song. Send a familiar song. You and your brown eyes, you and your brown eyes, you and your brown eyes.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Brad Becker, the host of Red Barn Radio, and tonight you are listening to the Rough and Tumble. Hope you've been enjoying the music as much as we have been here in the Performance Hall at Arts Place, downtown Lexington here. And get my ear stuff figured out, and then we can actually have a conversation. There we go. Well, welcome, you all.
Thank
really,
you. Welcome
really
as well.
enjoying what you're doing.
Good.
It sounds so great. Got all kinds of questions for you. I think maybe first we'll though, take just a moment to introduce the sort of quiet member of the band.
Yeah, Scott. He's
Who's
he's about 5'8",
right?
right? Or
The real wordsmith.
97 pounds.
97 pounds.
Your muscle.
We're talking about Butter, and I wish you could see Butter right now. Butter's showing some teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not in a bad way. It's just she
No,
can't
it's
keep
just-
her mouth shut, like some other people in this band.
It's
Some other people.
but Butter is also recuperating. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Tell us what happened
Well-
to Butter. I mean, Butter seems fine, but I did notice that there's some hair shaved
Yeah.
back there by her haunch.
She's we were going for, it was post Thanksgiving. We'll set the scene. We spent Thanksgiving in California with Scott's family, and then we decided to visit some more family in Mesa, Arizona. And then we decided to go for a hike in Mesa, Arizona. And then on the way back, Aunt Margaret so kindly said, "I think it's about time we start putting the dogs on the leash." And Uncle Bruce said, "Nah, what could happen?" And I thought, I'm going to remember this moment for the rest of my life.
Uh-huh.
And then, wasn't about 30 seconds later, Butter took off and got attacked by a wild javelina.
Now,
Which,
So
yeah.
was the javelina defending him herself?
The-
Worried about Butter?
I think Butter just wanted to play. I think she was in squirrel mode, is what we like to call that.
where she
which
just
is
kind of tears off for the nearest
for
squirrel.
playtime.
And
Or-
right, and so
or
Butter was looking at the biggest squirrel she'd ever seen.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
It's
So-
actually a rodent of unusual size. It's an
Not
ROUS
Technically
tusks.
a boar.
with tusks. It looks like a wild boar.
Yeah. And I mean, Butter's a big dog. She's 97 pounds. She's a bull mastiff. You know,
Yeah.
she can
She
handle
can-
her own on the playground, but not when there are
Wild javelina.
very sharp teeth
Yeah.
involved.
So her insides were actually on her outsides for a minute, but then we
Oh.
got them tucked back in.
Okay.
And look, she's like a brand new dog. She even had a little liposuction too, so she's more like 90 pounds. So she's gonna watch her figure from here on out.
So that's the story from your perspective. Butter, why don't you tell us what really happened? No. Well, I think it would be great to hear you all talk a little bit about how you met, and
Okay.
if you could go back. So you've been traveling and playing music together for 4 years. Can I assume that you met sometime before that?
You could assume that, yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
All right,
you'd
I'm
be
going with that
accurate, too.
assumption.
Yeah, yeah. We was it 8 years? No.
But about eight years ago, yeah, 8.5 years ago.
Yeah.
We, I'm from California. Mallory's from Pennsylvania. We went to our respective colleges, and then went away to Martha's Vineyard one semester. There's this program that used to be up there called the Contemporary Music Center, and they have since relocated down to Nashville. But we kind of spent
A
4
summer,
months
yeah.
just doing music stuff.
It was like
recording and-
School of Rock, but Jack Black wasn't there.
So, so 4 years before you actually started your traveling.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
You had just finished college.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Baylor University out in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Mallory
I went
went
to Malone University. At the time, it was Malone College. Maybe I shouldn't say that. It's Malone University now. So
Did you all go to college with something particular in mind? As far as, I don't
graduating.
know. Graduating.
for sure.
Uh-huh.
I was a communication arts major and a photography minor.
I was a music major,
Okay.
but didn't really see that working out, you know,
Yeah,
at the
not
time.
practical.
And not practical at all. No.
Well, why is that?
You know, I think just when you get a music degree, you kind of assume that if you're not teaching.
Then you're flipping burgers?
Yeah, kind of. Like that's the assumption, right? That
But you can hum while you flip the burgers.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's really why Nashville has such a great great restaurant scene right now, is because there are so many musicians who need serving jobs and jobs at coffee
Keep their
shops.
habit alive.
And yeah, and so I mean, you do music for the love of it, and you sort of make it work until it starts actually working. And
So, Scott, did you go, when you decided to go to music school, assuming you decided to do that, not your mother forcing you to. Hi,
No,
Mom.
no, my folks are both they, had done music in the past, and they
Okay.
Discouraged.
Oh, okay.
Us all from taking up music, actually. So.
Were you going with guitar in mind?
I was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you thinking about classical guitar?
No, I was thinking about church music, actually. Bile is a religious institution, and
Oh,
I
it
thought,
is? Okay.
Yeah, I thought I'd be making church music somewhere, but every once in a while you turn 21 and kind of have this crisis of faith, and it's
Then you got to sing your way out of it.
you got to sing your way out of it. Yeah, you got to find it again, and so. There we go. That's how I ended up not doing church music and instead joining a teeny tiny folk band with my pal Mallory here.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So you all ended up then. Do I get this right? You both ended up at Martha's Vineyard
First
in this
semester.
music program before you actually met, or that's where you met?
That's
Yeah,
where we met.
there.
Okay.
And then from there we joined with some other people, like-minded people, and upon graduation moved to Asheville, North Carolina, and started a music commune of sorts.
This doesn't sound like a Christian group.
Well, it was all walks, I think.
Yeah.
And then from there, that failed miserably.
Hey, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Brad Becker, host of Red Barn Radio, and you are here for part 2 of our program this evening. Red Barn Radio is coming to you live from the Performance Hall at Arts Place here in the great city of Lexington, Kentucky. Now let's get back into the music. Once again, joining us on the Red Barn stage, the Rough and Tumble.
Thank you very much. Here we go.
Ready?
Here's a song called "A Day for the Remembrance of the Souls of Lost Whales." 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
To the dock, the water was dark, our clocks read 3 a.m. And the gulls weren't alarmed, and the ships in the yard rocked soft and sleeping. And the tide rolls out. Who will see me now? I hope there's someone sad as me, awake on a Sunday morning.
Binocular eyes so that I catch your smile spread wide past miles and miles. Heard simple just song so that I hum along that sailing soft as the morning at 5. And the tide rolls out. Who believes me now? And I hope there's someone sad as me, awake on a Sunday morning. I've stayed around and around this sunshine on your ground. Then let's push back and swim right down, down.
As I sped from the dock, the water was dark, a whirlpool green and gray. And the tide rolls out, and the tide rolls out.
And there was someone sad as me,
Wake on a Sunday morning.
Wake on a Sunday morning. Thank you. Well, here's a
Not holiday song.
here's a not holiday song.
Here's a
exactly.
classic Rough and Tumble song for all you diehard Rough and Tumble fans out there. So back to our mothers again, I think. Or at least your mom. I feel like your mom's a diehard for sure.
Oh, yours is too.
You think so? Maybe this will get us some positive reaffirmation. That's what I said. Here's a song called Not Polite. It's not about any of you. Or is it? I said that close in the microphone for Radioland. You are not so nice, you are not so nice, you are not so nice to me. I was 15 then, only half alive, and you were 53. You are not so nice, you're not so nice, you're not so nice to me. I am 29 now, a grown-up girl, and you are 67. That's not polite, that's not polite. Don't let that door, don't let that door, oh no. You are not so nice, you are not so nice, you are not so nice to me. You were all clenched fists, you were all bare teeth, you were laughing on again. You were not so nice, you were not so nice, you were not so nice to me. We were kids and friends, but all friends, and then yours came bitter. Oh, it's not polite, that's not polite. Don't let that door, don't let that door, oh no. I can't say that I'm regretting the great distance that I'm letting come between you and me, and a chance that I'll run into you on holiday. It's not 'cause I hate you or what all your family's done. I think you're kinda sweet in your own way. And anyway, my mother's meeting some of her own friends. Won't you let me in on something? Because I wonder why you think that it's your right to go and act all high and mighty and to tell me that I'm acting not polite, not polite, not polite, not polite. Don't let that door, don't let that door, oh no, oh no. We recently had the opportunity to write a soundtrack for a friend of ours who made a short film. It was going to be a 30-minute film, so we wrote a 30-minute soundtrack, and then it got cut to 17 minutes, so it's now a 17-minute film with a 30-minute soundtrack because we can't self-edit. So it's a film called Pieces and Pieces, date to be determined when it will be released, but the soundtrack will be coming out probably later this month.
We're hoping.
We're hoping. So if everything goes according to plan, that is what will happen. But it's all about, the movie is all about post-traumatic stress disorder amongst women exiting the military. Yeah, so it's an upper. There you go. For your sleepy time, for all of your nightmares. Okay, so we're going to do a song from that.
Yep.
In Pieces and Pieces.
Yeah, this one's called Liquor Man. Don't you worry, take your time, I've made up my mind 1,000,000 times. Don't you know that it's time to slow down and see the liquor man? Get yourself a fifth of something, get yourself filthy drunk, and that's when you can calm back down.
Don't you make me change my mind. You can't get me back from borrowed time. Oh, the morning, it's time to go down and see the liquor man. Get myself a fifth of something, get myself good and drunk, and that's when I can come back round. Round.
Go and see the liquor man. Go and see the liquor man. Go
I
and see
can't
the
go
liquor man.
back
Go
down.
and see the liquor man. Oh, go
I
and see
can't
the liquor
come
man.
back.
Oh, go
I
and see
can't
the liquor
come
man.
back.
Oh, go.
I can't
Oh, go.
come
Just go.
back. Don't you worry, take your time. I've made up my mind 1,000,000 times.
All right. Hi, folks. You're listening to Red Barn Radio. I'm Brad Becker, the host, and the program tonight is focused on the Rough and Tumble. Mallory Graham and Scott Tyler, duo, well, originally from Nashville, but they're traveling all over now, kind of living out of a trailer. They're living on the road, and we've been talking about that tonight. The last number they performed for us, if you've just joined us, was one of several songs they wrote for a soundtrack for a film about post-traumatic stress syndrome, you said, for amongst women who fought in the war, right, or who are fighting.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. So, how did you go about doing that recording for that soundtrack?
A friend of ours, I mentioned Alyssa Pearson. She is a really talented writer and filmmaker, director. She does it all, basically. And she approached us actually when she was starting the beginnings of this film, and specifically asked if we would write the soundtrack for it. And we promptly agreed because we love a songwriting challenge. So we agreed, and then we put it off till about the week before it needed to get to her. And then
Really love that challenge.
yeah, we do love that
That's
challenge.
what makes it challenging.
So
Yeah.
she sent us the script and kind of gave us a rough cut of the first film, of the first version of the film, and we just started writing from there. We kind of drew on as much of our method acting as we could draw on to kind of get into the head of these characters. We did. We spent a lot of time reading the script back and forth too. And her mother was actually in Desert Storm when she was 3 years, when Alyssa was 3 years old. So she had a lot of personal connection as well to this sort of thing.
So is the film actually a documentary?
It is not. It's actually it is fiction.
Oh, okay.
But loosely based on some of the things that
On her experience.
on her
when she was
experiences. Yeah.
4,
3 or
5,
4 years
3 or
old,
4,
yeah.
yeah. And I mean, it's a really beautifully shot, well-told story about a mother coming home, and she has this kid, that's and a husband waiting there, and
Yeah. And immediately being required to step back into that role again after experiencing everything that she had experienced overseas. And just trying to mix the two worlds and how difficult that can be. When we started this project, we kind of were just looking at it as a challenge, like as a can we write a soundtrack successfully in this amount of time? But the more that we have performed these songs out, and the more people who have approached us afterwards and said, my mom was in, this war, or I was in that war, or my daughter. Like, there's so many different people who have approached us that we weren't expecting to receive that sort of response, maybe. I don't know why, because music moves people. But we weren't expecting it, and once we started getting these stories back from this story that we felt so disconnected to, it kind of, we weren't planning on, being the foreground of a cause or anything, and I don't know if we are, but I know that it's something that has become important to us now.
Just happening.
Yeah, it's happening to
Absolutely,
us too. So the more we sing these songs, the more important, to be aware of that in other people it is, so.
Well, that's a nice experience.
Yeah,
right?
transformative, you
Yeah.
would say.
It's always good to, learn empathy, and in some sort of way, and to, I think what's really fun about a project like this for us is that we get to go into a character's head and try and experience, sort of what they're experiencing, and sort of open up our own hearts a little bit more. So.
Well, I think you've just sort of described the best songwriters, right? They're people who know empathy, and best actors,
Yeah,
right? Artists in general. I really would like for you to talk to us a little bit about your songwriting process. No, would you mind just talk to us maybe about some of the highlights in your songwriting life, some sort of epiphanies maybe you've had as people who write songs.
Yeah.
Would love to hear you just talk about that a little bit. Maybe just for about a minute and 12 seconds.
Absolutely, yeah. We could do a minute and 12 seconds.
I think the first epiphany was that we could write songs. I feel like the first epiphany of songwriting is, oh, I can write a song. And then the second epiphany is, I can do it again. So I think that was like a really, for a long time, I was afraid that every time I wrote a song, it was my last song. Like, that's it, the creation is out of me, and I will never be able to write a song again. And so I spent a lot of time creatively, and I think Scott can relate to this for sure. Like, we both spent a lot of time creatively worrying about our songs and whether or not we would get one again.
Yeah, because at first it just feels like this, this tablet from heaven, that's or food from heaven or something that's just, where did it come from? If it didn't come from me.
And then we built a golden calf. Is that where you're going?
Yeah,
with this?
I wasn't going to go that far.
Okay.
But
back to your childhood training.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
But the more you sit down and try and look for that sort of inspiration, the more you realize, oh, I can start to see how the pieces are coming together, and not to say there isn't inspiration involved, but we approach it sometimes more as we would any other task. Just sit down, crafting it. Yeah.
With the Holiday Awareness Campaign, that was also another challenge that we committed to ourselves. Like, we kind of just said, what would happen if we wrote 2 songs a month for 1 year, all related to holidays? And somehow that evolved into us actually telling people about it, and then telling our audience about it. And then we felt kind of committed because we had told too many people about this great idea that we had, and so then we had to do it. So the Holiday Awareness Campaign was just like, it started as a joke, but then it ended as a 24-song CD by the end of the year that we wrote, recorded, and released as the year went on. So it was stressful at times, for sure.
I like it. It sounds like I like it. It sounds like you sort of create your own challenge. They sound like exercises you would do in a creative writing class.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where you just generate ideas out of the blue and
hope for a C-.
Right, you're right. And so, what experience do you have recording in a studio, and how did that go?
Yeah, we've recorded with a few people down in Nashville.
Iconoclast
Recording, our good friend Chris Leonard.
RF Studio.
Yeah, Nolan Rossi and Tommy Carnes.
Yeah.
Are we missing anybody? Matt Langston out in
Langston,
Black Mountain.
yeah.
And these are all home studios. You know, that I think the beauty of living in 2016 is that there are lots of ways to make music affordably. And so we've done a lot of recording in people's closets and
That's true.
in their basements, and
Usually they let us out again too.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
when we ask. So that's pretty nice.
The recording that you've done, has that been done just with this sort of config here, with the instruments you have, the crude instruments you have up here, and just the two of you, or have you had other players join you?
We had a bass player hop on with us once. We had a drummer hop on with us. Most of what we have on our currently recorded stuff is just us. But occasionally, if something is a little too tricky, or we can hear something but we can't do it ourselves, we'll call one of our friends and see if they'll be willing to trade an afternoon of their time for the sheer glory of being in our presence and recording on our record.
That's what we tell them, and then we offer them dinner.
Before we lose the opportunity to do it, could you talk to us a little bit about some of the instruments, some of the shakables and tappables,
Shakables and
thing you have up
breakables.
here? Shakables and breakables up
Yeah.
on the stage.
This here is my toy piano. Scott got it for me on Craigslist when I told him that I wasn't going to play instruments.
You told him that?
Yes.
You said, I'm singing,
I said,
that's
if
it.
you want to be in a band with me, I will not play an instrument on stage.
How long
because
ago was that?
That was 4.5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So, and I
You
just
won,
said, like, I was
Scott.
too scared. Like, I was too scared to play an instrument. And Scott said, this isn't an instrument, this is a toy, so you can play it on stage. And I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Think of it as sound effects.
Yeah. Yeah, and I,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
listened to enough Prairie Home Companion to know I could do sound effects, So,
Hey, Wilco does it.
yeah,
You know?
absolutely. So that's where this came from. This is an African rattle that's made out of a gourd and rocks and bottle caps and wire. And we got this for free at a friend's yard sale. He doesn't know that we got it for free, but we know that. And then this is my
So
band.
you stole it? Yes.
Well,
No, we got it for free.
we got it for free.
That's a big difference.
Thanks, John. All right, and then this is our banjolele. This is the most recent addition to the band.
That looks new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is one of our this we got new just because I had a ukulele that was going out of tune all the time, and Scott said if I worked really hard, I could get a grown-up instrument. But a banjolele was as close as we could find. But I have a melodica up here. It was actually Scott's dad's. A glockenspiel here that we got a couple years ago. And because our friend found out that we stole his marching glockenspiel and we had to give it back.
Yeah.
So then we got this.
We got that.
Scott's got a guitar, though.
I do, yeah. I have a guitar, harmonica, little foot tambourine,
Yeah.
kick drum,
Yeah.
Nice stuff. I like the kick drum.
Yeah,
That looks
yeah.
like it's from a kid's drum set.
It is. I
Yeah.
got it from the thrift store.
Those are cool items. It's really nice. I love the like you say, just that effect it brings. Okay, so folks, if you're just tuning in, we're here on Red Barn Radio with the Rough and Tumble, who is Mallory Graham and Scott Tyler. And they are traveling right now, living a simple life. They're traveling right now.
We're traveling.
And they're traveling with their very dear pet, Butter, who is
Sticking her tongue out.
hello, Butter, and so how to ask this question? How do you all plan when you all sit together late at night and you're looking at maybe bills that aren't paid, or thinking about how much you might like a new pair of boots,
Oh,
or
so you've seen us.
or a second guitar?
Right.
or you know, more little instruments you can play. What kind of talks do you guys have about money? And and how do you what do you see as sort of the dream that would happen with your music? Would it be that you would sell songs, do more soundtrack work?
I mean, yeah, definitely. If anybody wants to
Take one of our
take
songs.
one of our songs, have them. They're yours. But I mean, as long as we can stay on the road and play our songs for people,
And occasionally get off the road and still make it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think making it. We were talking about this earlier, but making it has kind of changed over the years, and it's not you know, it's not the big house anymore. It's not you know, fancy food or anything like that. It's healthcare, and you know, and
Making sure the dog is fed.
making sure the dog is
Yeah.
fed, and it's you know, just being able to do what we love to do, and I feel really lucky that we've been able to, you know, perform as much as we have so far, and just kind of get out there and do it, you know,
Yeah.
and that really is the dream. That's what we're happy to do.
For today, for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
that-
for right
that's
now,
just
yeah.
working right now, and it's sure working for us. And we are so glad to meet the two of you and hear your music. And I would love to have you back on Red Barn
That's
at
nice.
some point in time with a new set of music, or if you want to just play the same stuff again, that'd be
Just the
fine
same
too.
set over.
Same
we could
stuff
do the
with a
same,
new-
same interview and everything. We got this.
Well, we now do a different, hopefully do a
I
different
don't know.
interview.
We only tell a few jokes though,
Yeah,
so
it's
I hope you've
We'll come
enjoyed
back to the
these.
same jokes.
So Mallory writes a great sort of blog. You know what? I've just actually been assuming this is your voice.
Oh, it might not be.
It might be Scott.
We share it.
Okay.
We share the blog.
Mallory and Scott are both writing some cool stuff on their website. I'd urge you to go there. And it's really, it's entertaining, and it's kind of poignant, and there's some wonderful details about the life that they're living right now, and their values. And so I'd just urge you to go there, and I know you'll learn a lot more about what they do by reading what they write there. So your songs are great, your sound is great. Thank you for coming on Red Barn, and we've got some more music from the Rough and Tumble. Now, I think we're ready to go with that. Everybody ready for some more Rough and Tumble? All right, let's go.
That's a relief.
Thank you very much, Brad, and thank you everybody for having us out here tonight. It's been a real pleasure. Here's a song called "Get Back on the Bus."
Yeah. It's for all those unwanted folks you want to send back to where they came from. Maybe buy their ticket for them. Give them a nice pat on the back. Don't you call me on my birthday. You know I just stuck around if there was more to say. But I can hear you rumbling from 6 months
gonna blow you away. Don't you think it's leaving time? Settle in with your Sunday times. All those things you leave behind, don't think of what you leave behind away. That funny city gonna blow you away. Get back on the bus. Get back on the bus. Get back on the bus. Get back on the bus away. That funny city gonna call you away. Get back on the bus. Get back on the bus. Get back on the bus. Get back on the bus away. That funny city gonna call you away. That funny city gonna call you away.
All right, well, thank you all very much. Here's a fairly new one. It's for us. It's called "Take Me With You."
Do I have time for a drink of water, Scott?
Yeah, absolutely. This song features Mallory on my grandmother's accordion. It's from I think the mid-40s.
Potentially.
Plastic inside.
Well, it's debatable. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, the song's called "Take Me With You."
Cardboard, maybe.
Cardboard inside?
Yeah.
Do you think there's
Mice.
cardboard in? Mice.
The mice are the ones that play all the buttons.
Oh.
Yeah. How cute.
How
All right,
cute.
I'm ready.
We're the ones who turn the clocks. We keep all our windows locked at night. There's one light on. We wrote all the great love songs upon a square of kitchen wall. Right to sing and sing to soothe the soul. You know what it means to be forgotten. I know what it means to be alone. Next time you feel like leaving, take me with you. Next time you feel like leaving, take me with you. Was the year we ate the months, wished we hadn't pulled a punch or two, with our left arm falling. Behind splinters to that sliver moon, bring a jar of Elmer's glue tonight, fill it in for you. You know what it means to say you're sorry. Next time you feel like leaving, take me with you. Next time you feel like leaving, take me with you. Next time you feel like leaving, take me with you. And when you feel like leaving, take me with you.
Here's a song about our life on the road. It's been a real pleasure playing for y'all tonight.
Butter sends her thanks over the airwaves and here, as you can see or not see. This has been one of the best nights of her life, mostly because she's not getting attacked by wild boars.
Well, we've been traveling round and round from the great Northeast to Nashville down to Florida. We don't travel now for the winter and the snow. Scrape a little money together at the redneck bar, put all the wine on the credit card, make enough so you fill your car with unleaded gasoline. If you've had enough or had near enough, sick and tired of that old man looking down on us, come together, 'cause we think we got a plan. Save a teeny tiny traveling folk band. Save the songwriter, the snake charmer, iconoclasts and local farmers. Save a little for your sons and your daughters before it's all gone. God bless the ones who feel too much, talk too loud, who've had enough, break what stands between all of us, avoid the lie of the truth. If you've had enough or had near enough, sick and tired of that old man looking down on us, come together, 'cause we think we got a plan. Save a teeny tiny traveling folk band. Yes, you can. And it's hard,
And it's hard,
and it's hard to make a little money in this dang town. And it's hard,
and it's hard,
and it's hard to make a little money in this dang town. When you're only a folk singer, a songwriter, a bartender, a freelance Uber driver, a waiter, and a web designer. We're all beggars and dealers and backdoor barters, commonly referred to as Kickstarters. Have all your friends finally unfollowed ya? If you've had enough or had near enough, sick and tired of that old man looking down on us, come together. The rough and tumble's got a plan. Come together, we can fool our Uncle Sam. Come together, there's no wish like this command. Save a teeny, tiny, traveling folk band.
Thank y'all very much. See you next time.
I would like to thank our guests, Mallory and Scott, the Rough and Tumble, for being with us tonight on Red Barn Radio. We also thank those of you listening to our webcast and those listening to us on the Red Barn network of stations. I want to thank Ryan Camp from Nashville for listening. Ryan is the winner of a special gift that we'll be sending along to him for answering the question, how or why is butter recuperating? Or from what is butter recuperating? So, congratulations to Ryan Camp and thanks for listening. And then the folks on stage say hello because I think they know you. And of course, we want to thank the members of our studio audience for supporting the mission of Red Barn Radio to promote, preserve, and perform the music of Kentucky and the region. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Performance Hall at Arts Place in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates and more information on our guests this evening and all guests that we have throughout the season. RedBarnRadio.com is the place to go. Next week, Red Barn Radio welcomes Nick Dittmeyer and the Sawdusters a four-piece Americana band from Louisville, Kentucky. They will perform some of their gritty and upbeat collection of songs full of characters who were developed while staring over the dash of a beat-up Ford van cruising through towns in the South and Midwest. That's Nick Dittmeyer and the Sawdusters, live on the Red Barn stage next week. I'm Brad Becker, host of Red Barn Radio. Hope you've had a great evening with us. Until we meet again, let's welcome back the Rough and Tumble. Can you all do one more tune for us? All right, let's close it out with the Rough and Tumble, Scott and Mallory.
Who's gonna carry you to your bed? And who's gonna carry you to your bed? And who's gonna sing the songs you always said you'd write for me? You don't write to me again. Warm in a blanket, water and an aspirin, and you're gone. Oh, tiny Moses, floating away toward no one. Love of time, not of blood. Who's gonna carry you to your bed? And who's gonna carry you to your bed? And who's gonna sing songs you always said you'd write for me? You don't write to me again. Sing to the river, sing to the river that you're on. Join a band of whippoorwills, show 'em what your promises are for. On the rocks, for the shore. You don't write to me, you don't write to me, you don't write to me. Who's gonna carry you? Who's gonna carry you? Who's gonna carry you?
Another great night of music from Red Barn Radio. Remember, next week, 8 o'clock Eastern in North America, we'll be back with WGAD.net. We're live from Lexington, Kentucky. Good night. See you next week.